Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, today we begin our magical journey through multiplication. Now, at the end of our journey, you are going to be very, very comfortable multiplying 3-digit by 2-digit numbers. Now, if I were to ask you to raise your hands if you think you're not good at multiplication, go ahead and raise your hand if you think you're not. All right, I want the whole class to say this, repeat after me. I'm not good at multiplication yet.
I'm not good at multiplication yet.
I didn't hear you.
I'm not good at multiplication yet.
Everybody. 1, 2, 3.
I'm not good at multiplication yet.
Awesome. You don't have to be good at multiplication yet. Because if you can multiply 1-digit numbers, if you know your 0s through 9s, or if you can look at a multiplication chart, I, being the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be, can teach you how to multiply no matter how many digits the number has. All you have to be able to do is multiply 1-digit numbers. Even if you have to look at a multiplication chart, every single one of you is able to multiply 1-digit numbers. So if you get that in your head right now, all you have to know how to do is multiply 1-digit numbers. You don't freak out. You work with me. You believe. I believe I can fly. Remember, then it's easy. Multiplication is easy if you take it one step at a time. The problem comes with some of you when you look at the multiplication problem, you're like, I can't do that. And you give up before you even start. But we're not going to do that. Something important with multiplication is also using estimation. So I'm going to show a few problems here. Then I'm going to give you a chance to do some problems here. But we're going to use estimation every single time. So if I were to give you the problem, 87 times 36, and if the problem said there were 87 students and each student gave Mr. McMurdo $36, about how much money does Mr. McMurdo have? You would not multiply this factor times this factor, get your product, and then round it. That's what too many people do. Estimation is done before you do the actual hard math. Okay, so let's look at Sally, 87. 87 is about what? 90. Kale, 36 is about 40. Now, if I were to multiply this through all the way, and then add, I'm going to end up with a 0 in the 1's place and a 0 in the 10's place. And then I'm just multiplying 4 times 6, which is 36. Or, I'm sorry, 4 times 9, which is 36. My answer needs to be somewhere around 3,600. Now, if you solve it first, and then try and round it, that is helping you 0%. Because if I solve it and I do it completely wrong, and I get an answer that is like 3,286,498, and then I round it, that's not helping me. That's just rounding my answer. But if my answer is completely wrong, rounding my answer doesn't help. What we're going to start with today is we're just going to multiply 2-digit numbers by 1-digit numbers, but we're also going to do the rounding. So let's look at, let's take 58 times 7. 58 times 7. Now when I'm going to do my estimating, the only number I'm going to change if I'm doing 2-digit by 1-digit is the 2-digit number. There's no point in changing the 1-digit number. So Ireland, 58's about 60. So I have 60 times 7. If I were to multiply this all the way through, I'm just having to put that 0 down here. Then all you need to know is 7 times 6, which is what, class?
42.
42. My answer needs to be in the area of 420. Is it going to be exactly 420? No, because I didn't exactly multiply 58 times 7. Okay, so estimation, pretty easy, done before. Now let's do the real math. Now let's do the 2-digit by 1-digit.
I am so bad at 2-digit by 1-digit multiplication.
No, you're not. Stop lying to me. You're not. Stop lying to me. We're multiplying 1 digit at a time. 7 times 8. Even if you don't know that, you have a multiplication chart. It's in your agenda, or it's in your journal, or it's in both. What is 7 times 8?
56.
56. So now what this says is I have 56 ones. I don't want to carry around 56 ones. I don't want to. So I'm going to have 6 ones and 5 tens. That's the same. That's why you carry the 5. I don't want people just, well, then you just move that up. There's a reason. Because I have 56 ones. That's the same as 5 tens and 6 ones. I don't want to carry around 56 ones. All right, again, we're multiplying 1 digit times 1 digit. So 7 times 5 is?
35.
35. Now I have these other 5 tens, and so that equals?
40.
40. Now who can explain to me why my actual product is less than my estimate? Yes, ma'am.
Because you did 60 and the actual number is 58.
Good.
So it's just higher.
So in my estimate, I moved this factor, made it bigger. So that means this is actually going to be less than this one. Or this is going to be less than this one. Okay, because I moved it down. 1 digit by 1 digit. That's all you're doing. No matter if, Emily,
Well, 8 plus 2 would get you 10, so you just added 2 more, so that's why it was 2 lower.
yeah. Yeah. Even if I'm doing, oh, let's say, 53 times 18. Okay, still, I'm only doing 1 digit by 1 digit the whole way through. I'm just having to do it more times. Okay, but let's estimate first. Reagan, 53 is close to what?
50.
50. Reagan, 18 is close to what?
20.
20. These 2 zeros in my ones place, I can just move them here. What's 5 times 2? 10. So my answer needs to be near 1,000. That's why I estimate first, because that helps me to figure out if my actual math is correct or not. 1 digit by 1 digit. Class, what's 8 times 3?
24.
24. Even if I don't know it, I have access to the multiplication chart. Let's pretend, and I know this isn't true, but let's pretend that there's a stupid test that you have to take later in the year where you're not allowed to use any notes, and I don't know if that's true or not. A stupid test where the state of Texas gives you 4 hours to do it. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know. But I bet if there were a stupid test you have to take later in the year, in March or April, that they would supply you with graph paper in that stupid test booklet. And if you still don't know your multiplication tables at the end of the year, when you have to take that stupid state test, you could just make a multiplication chart in there.
Boom.
I personally would do that before I answered any questions, kind of warm my brain up a little bit, if there was a stupid state test that you had to take later on in the year. I don't know if there is or not. Okay, so now we multiplied 8 times 3. 1 digit times 1 digit. I got 24 ones, So that's 2 tens and 4 ones. Now I'm multiplying 8 times 5. 1 digit times 1 digit. 8 times 5 is?
40.
Plus 2 is?
42.
42. So now what I've just, this right here, I have just multiplied 53
Times 8.
times 8. Here, if I know my expanded form, I'm multiplying 53 times 10. Because 8 plus 10 is 18. So I broke this apart into expanded form, 8 and 10. See where I got that? If I said, what's the value of the 1, you'd say 10. What's the value of the 8, you'd say 8. That's where I got it. The reason, so I'm done with my ones place. I don't want to accidentally use that again. Now I'm in my tens place. The entire reason for putting your 0 here is because now you're in the tens place. We don't just put a 0 because you drop the 0 and it's a turtle and then you kick it, do a cartwheel. No, you put the 0 there because it's in the tens place. So now, 1 digit by 1 digit, 1 times 3 is?
3.
1 times 5 is?
5.
Then I add those two products together.
4, 5, 9.
4, 5, 9. So 954. Is that in the ballpark of our estimate? Say yes.
Yes.
It's near. It's near our estimate. So it's in the same range. So that gives us a good idea that we probably are on the right track. That doesn't guarantee our answer is correct, but we're probably good. I think you dropped your pencil over by the door.
Yeah, I think.
But by the end of a week, week and a half, you're going to be super multiplication people. Right now, some of you are like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I've never been good at multiplication. That's whining. Yet. It's always yet. Who plays football? Okay? So, if you fumbled the ball every time you touched it, what would you keep doing? You'd keep practicing, right? That's all math is. You got to practice it.
So it's just like.
If you played softball and you struck out every time you were at plate, you'd keep practicing until you got better. That's all math is. Because as I told you the first day of school, you're going to know how to do the math. You know how to multiply 1 digit by 1 digit numbers. Let's look at this one. 73 times 28. We estimate first. Jude, 73 is close to? 70. Trent, 28 is close to? 30. Okay, I always estimate first. Always. If I do all the math, these two zeros are just going to come down. One be in the ones place, one be in the tens place. 7 times 3.
21.
21. See, estimation, you should be able to do it in your head most of the time. You should be able to do it in your head most of the time. Now, for here, we're going to multiply 73 times 8. And for the second, we're going to multiply 73 times 20. And since there's a 0 in the ones place, that's why that 0 comes over here. So 1 digit by 1 digit. 8 times 3 is? 24. So 24 ones, I carry my 2. 8 times 7 is? 56. I have 56 tens. Plus 2 more tens is? 58. So that's 5 hundreds, 8 tens, and 4 ones. So 73 times 8 is 584. Now we're doing 73 times 20. Since we're going to the tens place, we're not starting at the ones place. That's why there's a 0 in the ones place. 2 times 3 is? 2 times 7 is?
14.
4, 10, 2,044.
Sorry. Where's Dakota?
One digit by one digit. It doesn't matter how many digits there are. You're only multiplying one digit by one digit at a time. That's it. So when we get to 3-digit by 2-digit multiplication, you're still only multiplying one digit by one digit. One digit by one digit. One digit by one digit. Every single time. It's the same. One digit by one digit. Every year I get, oh, you multiply 3-digit by 2-digit, I can't do it. No, you're not. You're not multiplying 3-digit by 2-digit. You're multiplying one digit by one digit. Just several times. It's more steps, but it's not any more difficult if you can multiply one digit by one digit and then maybe have to add. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Let me show you what you're going to do here in a few minutes. You're going to get some 2-digit by 1-digit numbers. So let's take 84 times 7. We have the number 84 times 7. You're going to have to do two things. You're going to have to find an estimate of the answer. So let's go with Amy. 84 is close to 80. I don't change my one-digit number. Excuse me. I don't change my one-digit number. I have a 0 in the ones place. If I multiply that through, it's just going to be 0. 7 times 8 is 56. So my estimate is 560. One digit by one digit. 7 times 4 is
28.
28. 28 ones, or 8 ones and 2 tens. 7 times 8 is, plus 2 more, 58. 588. I cannot say this enough times, and I know I've probably said it 400 already. You're only multiplying one digit by one digit. One digit by one digit. Don't freak out when you see problems like 398 times 26. You're still only multiplying one digit by one digit at a time. And y'all can do that. Y'all can do that. Boom, shakalaka, peace out, God bless, love you, do something kind, subscribe please!